Hello students, I'm here today to discuss a few extract based questions of the story The Old Man at the Bridge by Ernest Hemingway. My dear children, before I begin, I hope you have all understood the summary as well as the story in detail. There were a few points discussed on the symbolism mentioned in the story. I hope you all have understood that too, because that's an important part. So today we begin with the extract based questions. So please pay attention. Now, referring to the extract given there, you must go to the extract well. And now we come to the first question. What is a pontoon bridge? Well, my dear children, a pontoon bridge is a bridge that is made of large hollow containers filled with air, and that is what we call it, a pontoon bridge. Why are many people crossing the bridge? Now, there can be seen many people crossing the bridge in order to protect themselves from the impending attack by the enemy troops. And you can also write another point in this answer, and that is that the story is set during the Spanish Civil War. Next question. Where is the old man sitting? Unlike others, why doesn't he move? The old man was sitting on the side of the road on a bridge. And why doesn't he move? Now, he was too tired to go any farther because he had already walked 12 kilometers since he left his hometown. And his hometown was San Carlos. Who is the speaker in the above extract? Why is he here? Now, my dear children, the speaker in the above extract is the unnamed narrator. You may note down the unnamed narrator. The name of the narrator is not told to us. This unnamed narrator is an army scout and he's the speaker. Next question, why is he there? Now, he was there because he was on a mission to cross the bridge and find out how far the enemy had advanced. Next question. What is the first question that the narrator asks the old man? Now, my dear children, this is a pretty simple question. The first question that the narrator asks is, where do you come from? Now, you must be careful. If you write the question, where do you come from, you must write it in inverted commas, or else you write in indirect speech. That is, the first question the narrator asks was where he came from. What does he answer? Why does the old man smile? Now, what does he answer? The old man replied, San Carlos. Why? Because he belonged to San Carlos. And why did he smile? He smiled because the mention of his native town gave him pleasure. Next extract. He did not look like a shepherd nor a herdsman, and I looked at his black dusty clothes and his grey dusty face and his steel-rimmed spectacles and said, what animals were they? Now, in my previous video, I have already told you about the usage of grey and dusty. Now, all these are symbolic of the sad and the gloominess, the loneliness in the life of the old man. Now, who is referred to as he in the extract? So, very simple answer. The he is the old man. In what condition is he? What is his condition? So you can write, he was wearing black dusty clothes and he had a grey dusty face and wore steel-rimmed spectacles. Then we come to another question. What animals did he own? Yes, my dear children, the animals that he owned was the animals that he owned were 4 pairs of pigeons, a cat, and 2 goats. What kind of relationship did he share with them? The animals were his family children. He loved them and cared for them so much that separating from them made him feel that he had lost his reason for existence. What did he do with the animals? What forced him to do so? He left the animals behind in his native town of San Carlos. And he was forced to do so because of the heavy firing from the enemy. Why doesn't the old man cross the bridge and escape to a safer place? The old man doesn't cross the bridge and escape to a safer place because he had already traveled 12 kilometers. So he was too tired to go any further. He was weak. The old man had no family. And he had also left his animals behind. He felt helpless as he could not save his animals. So he surrendered himself to his fate. So these are the various reasons why he could not escape to a safer place. Because he gave himself up. He surrendered. Now whatever was there going to be in his fate, he would accept it. So that was the reason he did not escape. Next extract. I'm without politics, he said. I'm 70 years old. I've come 12 kilometers now, and I think now I can go no further. This is not a good place to stop. What does the old man mean when he states, I'm without politics? And why does he mention his age? Now the old man says that he is without politics means he did not belong to any political party. Alright? He did not be with any political party. And like other innocent civilians, what mattered to the old man was his home and animals rather than any kind of politics. Why does he mention his age now? He mentions his age along with the fact that he had already walked 12 kilometers to reflect and to tell the readers the extent of his weariness, to tell the narrator, the unnamed soldier, how tired he was. So in order to reflect the extent of his weariness or tiredness, he mentions his age. Describe the old man's appearance. What was he doing in San Carlos? The old man wore steel-rimmed spectacles. His clothes were black and dusty, and his face hard turned grey from dust. What was he doing in San Carlos? Very easy question, children. In San Carlos, he was taking care of his animals. The next one. The narrator says this is not a good place to stop. Which place is he referring to? Now, the place here referred to by the narrator is a war zone at a pontoon bridge across the Ebro River. I repeat, it is a war zone at a pontoon bridge across the Ebro River. Why is it not advisable to halt there? And you can write another thing for the place, another line for the first question. The place was 12 kilometers from San Carlos in Spain. Now, why was it not advisable to halt there? It was not advisable to halt there because the enemy would be advancing and there would be artillery firing. What advice does the narrator give to the old man? The narrator advised the old man to cross the bridge and catch a truck towards Barcelona. How does the old man react? But the old man replied that he did not know anyone there. However, he thanked the narrator for his suggestion and continued to express his concern for the fate of his animals that he had left behind. Explain why the old man finally resigns to his fate. Now, this is a long answer. The Spanish Civil War forms the background to the story, and Hemingway depicts that how, in times of war, man acts inhumanly to his own race. So, war causes death and destruction, and this is highlighted through the condition of the old man, who can be seen as the symbol of civilian victims of war. The old man gives meaning to his life by taking care of his animals, but the war takes away everything from him. He sits alone by the side of the road. He is as helpless as his goats. He cannot escape, and he is too tired and old to save himself. Forced to flee his town, the old man sits near the Ebro River, and he surrenders to his fate and waits for his impending death. Yes, the old man could have changed his fate had he crossed the pontoon bridge, but the love for his animals was holding him back. Moreover, he was too tired, old to walk any further. So he just surrendered. So that's all for this answer. Next extract. Why does the old man look blank and tired? Now, children, read the extract carefully and then you'll be able to answer. Now, the man was forced to flee from his native town, leaving behind his only family, that is his animals. He was concerned for them, but he did not know what to do. So that made him blank. Moreover, he was 76 years old and had already walked 12 kilometers. So he was tired. So there can be 3 reasons. Because he did not know what to do, he was concerned for his animals, and he was 76 years old and had walked 12 kilometers, which made him very tired. How can you say that the old man needed someone to talk to? Now, the manner in which the old man engaged in a conversation with the narrator and told him about his village and his animals shows that he really needed someone to talk to. What is the cause of the old man's worry and guilt? The old man believed that he must watch over the cat, the goats and the pigeons in San Carlos. The man was not able to fulfill his responsibilities, so he was guilty. Explain how the story brings out the conflict between man and his inner self. Now, one of the conflicts is between man and his inner self, which can be seen in the character of the old man. The man is guilty of leaving his animals behind for the fear of fire by the artillery. And man against another man is the other conflict in the story. In times of war, a man causes pain and suffering to another man. He fights with his own race for a seemingly greater good. So these are the reasons. This is how there is conflict between man and his inner self. The old man seems to have given up on his life. Do you agree? Yes, we all do agree that it seemed that old man had given up on his life because he was not concerned for his safety. He sat by the side of the road at a pontoon bridge in the war zone. Despite repeated insistence from the narrator went on insisting him to get up and cross the bridge. But still, he paid no heed. Narrator asked him to save his life and to catch a truck to Barcelona. But the old man paid no heed. Probably he was preoccupied only with the fate of his animals he had left behind in San Carlos. So this could be the reason. How does the narrator try to relieve the old man of his worries? Now the narrator tries to engage in a conversation and inquires if he had left the dove cage unlocked. He tries to reassure him that the animals would be fine. And this he keeps doing at regular intervals. He reminds him to cross the bridge. The narrator actually becomes a friend for the old man. But he is not able to relieve him of his worries. The old man surrenders to his fate, and till the end he only thinks of his animals. So the narrator therefore realizes that nothing can be done about him, and so he moves on, leaving him at the bridge. Then we come to the next extract. Why does the narrator note that the old man spoke dully? Now the old man had lost all hope and was filled with guilt for not being able to look after his animals. So he was emotionally disturbed. So the narrator noted that the man had spoken dully. So besides physical destruction, there was mental destruction also. So the old man was both physically and emotionally disturbed. What makes the narrator feel that there was nothing to do about him? The narrator tries to engage him in a conversation and inquires him if he had left the dove cage unlocked. He again assures him that the animals would be fine. And then he becomes his friend. Then he becomes a friend indeed for the old man, but he's not able to relieve him of his worries. So this is the reason that the narrator realizes that nothing can be done about him. What is all the good luck that the old man would ever have? Now, all the good luck that the old man would ever have is that the cats could protect themselves, and as the day was overcast, the fascists would not launch their planes to attack the local people. Now, the last answer, irony in the story. Now, irony is when something is said and the meaning behind is different. For example, the story is set on an Easter Sunday, which shows renewal and peace. The old man at the bridge, the action of the story, and the day when Jesus Christ rose from the dead on the third day after he was crucified. Thus, Easter is symbolically viewed as a welcome time of rebirth, renewal, and possible change. However, for the old man at the bridge, it meant that there would be death and destruction. So, the image of Christ is like the image of the old man's doves being released from their cage, which are the symbols of hope and peace. The soldier is not hopeful about the old man's fate. He bitterly remarks that all the good luck that the man would have was the fact that the artillery planes of the enemy could not fly that day. So this is all for today. Thank you.